What's up, traders? Zach here from the Trading Network. I hope you guys are doing well. It is Sunday evening, which means it is time for yet another weekly market profile forecast for both the ES and NQ futures markets. So what do you guys say that we waste absolutely no time, dive right in here into the ES session profile? We'll do the same for NQ, looking at the session and weekly market profiles, as well as some weekly and possibly daily candlestick charts, depending on whether or not I think there's enough to talk about on the daily. But with that said, let's dive into ES here, and we'll talk about what I'm looking at moving forward into the week. Now, if you guys are familiar with this video series and the way that I do my analysis for the week, or essentially before the week starts, is I look for major inflection points in the market on ES and NQ. And those are areas that you could consider a line in the sand for price moving forward into the week. So what I'm going to be looking at most importantly for both ES and NQ is going to be the reaction to Friday's high. Now, typically when we open up on Monday morning for the new regular trading hour session, the first new RTH session of the week, I'm always looking at the reaction of that session to the prior end of the week, right? So in this case, on Monday or tomorrow, we're going to be looking at how Monday's price action reacts to Friday's levels. So you can see Friday's high on ES is at 41.9375. And my thought is if we can move and hold above that, we are very likely to see upwards pressure both tomorrow and throughout the week. Now, why I think that is because we are at not only a major inflection point from last week, but on the weekly chart as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off this 41.9375 level, and I will talk to you guys about some further upside levels that are really from last August 22nd, because we have not really been above this area. We tested this area in February of this year, and then the last time we were above really the 42.50 level was last August. So in a little bit, I will show you guys some upside levels that you can look at moving forward into the week, and that will be from the weekly candlestick and weekly market profile charts. Now, on the downside, if we cannot move and hold above 41.9375, look for a move back into value from Friday, which is basically between 41.86 and 41.61. Now, a rejection of 41.93 very likely offers up a nice little trade opportunity down to our value area high from Friday at 41.86 and a quarter, and a break below 41.86 and a quarter likely gets you a nice move down to Friday's POC here at 41.7625. Now, a break below that likely gets us a move down to Thursday's high at 41.6650. Thursday's value area high at 62 and a quarter, and then we have the value area low from Friday at 61 and a quarter. So one thing that I want to point out is that we had a flip in value. So Thursday's value area high is Friday's value area low. That means that larger time frame players, or larger players in general, are now viewing what was previously resistance as a good area to buy, or a fair price to buy. That is a change in behavior and further supports upside directional conviction until or unless something changes. I think it's very important to point that out. If you guys see the value area moving up or down, you can see in this case, value was balanced here, right? Overlapping value. Then value moved down, which is bearish. Value continued to move down, and then we got this session right here on Thursday where we had a move up of value. So a change in behavior from a range to a breakdown, and then now we have value moving back up. So the question is, will we see value continue to move up into this week? And if so, very likely, in my opinion, we will be visiting levels from last August. So with that said, on the downside, if we do break below 41.61 and a quarter, we've got Friday's low at 41.43, Thursday into Friday's overnight low at 41.3150, and then Thursday's value low at 41.12 and a quarter. We also have this naked POC from last Wednesday, the 26th of April, and that is at 40.8375. So if we do get some pretty significant downside pressure, 100 points lower, we have a naked POC. So keep an eye out for that. Now, let's look at the weekly profile, the most immediate weekly profile first, and then I'm going to load some old profile data, and I'll show you guys what's up and some levels that you can keep an eye on from last August. So first and foremost, I just want to show you guys that the weekly highs from the last 3 weeks, that is the week of April 10th, the week of April 17th, and the week of April 24th. All of the weekly highs are within 5 points of each other on ES. So that is a significant level. There is very likely a ton of liquidity built up above this area. And as you guys know, especially if you watch my scalping videos, if we break through this 41.95, call it 4,200 area, very likely going to run a lot of stops from higher time frame players, larger orders, and that is very likely to propel price that much further. So keep that in mind. I'll load quickly some data from last August on the weekly profile. I'll show you guys some levels you can look at on the upside, and we will keep it going. All right, friends. So what I have pulled up here is this is the weekly market profile from basically July 17th, 2022 up until August 30th, 2022. Now, this, I just want to preface this by saying this is how I have an edge. Find me how many people are looking at the weekly market profile chart from August 2022 in May 2023, almost May 2023. And I bet you will find a very small amount of these people that are looking at this sort of information. So I just want to plant the seed that one way that you can really carve out an edge, and one way that we have carved out an edge in the trading network, is by looking at things that not a lot of people, especially not a lot of retail traders, are paying attention to. Weekly market profile charts in general, combination of market profile analysis with our everyday tools, such as the ones contained within the TCN proprietary indicator package and our volatility pack. So if you guys, once again, if you're watching my videos and you are still struggling to find a cohesive system, what we have done is we have taken market profile analysis and combined it with a technical checkbox system for truly the best of both worlds. You always have a narrative every single day utilizing market profile, as you can clearly see with our free daily trade plans based on market profile, which we release every single day. And I think it's very important to continue to point out the reasons that myself and the members in the Trading Network private community are so successful, because we have discovered and continue to utilize a system that is really not looked at by a lot of eyes. So I won't get on a tangent too deeply there, but I wanted to point that out, and I think it's important to consider for you guys as well, especially if you're still on your journey of looking for a system to use. Now, with all of that said, you can see right here, actually, let me change something real quick here. All right, now we're cooking. So what I have here is the weekly market profile, once again, from July 17th, 2022 to August 30th, 2022. We are currently operating right here at 4186-ish, and this is the weekly market profile from August 22nd, actually, I'm sorry. So you can see here, 4218 is the POC from the weekly profile on August 22nd, 2022. That is an upside level that I would be looking at very intently. I would also keep an eye on 4229. I would keep an eye on 4255. I would also look at 4278, 4291, and 4308. You can see there's great confluence here. If we do move above the 90-ish level at 4306, 4308, that is the value area high from the weekly market profile from August 8th, 2022, and the weekly low from August 15th, 2022. So that is a very, once again, important area. If we can move above 4310-ish, we've got this point of control, and once again, more confluence from two stacking market profile levels back in August. That, to me, gives immense confluence to the 4370 area. Really call it 4360. And 4370. 4361 is a POC from the week of August 15th. 4368 is the weekly high from the week of August 8th. So that is a very, very important area that I think is going to give us some great trade opportunity if we do see that upside pressure. Now, just a real world example. Say that we do move and hold above 4218. Even a quick scalp from 4218 up to 4229. Very, very reasonable. Quick scalp from 4229 up to 4245 or 4255, right? Those are ways that you can use these old market profile levels from almost a year ago to your advantage tomorrow if we get upside pressure. And again, this is why market profile is so incredibly valuable, because it doesn't matter how old these levels are. If we haven't been back in this zone since last August, then we are going right back to last August levels, and we are using those to our advantage as targets, areas to base risk off of, areas to take trades from, things of that nature. So this is, once again, just why this tool is so incredibly valuable. It is hard to even put into words sometimes how amazing it is. So with that in mind, let's go over to NQ here, and we'll discuss what I'll be looking at on the session profile, and we'll do the same with the NQ weekly profiles as well. Very, very similar vibes here, although you can see Thursday's high and Friday's high from last week are within 3 points of each other, okay? So 13,336 going to be a very, very important area. If we can move and hold above that, we will likely be moving into upside prior levels, once again from August 2022, that I will discuss very shortly on the weekly profile. Now, if we get rejection at 13,330-ish, then look for, first and foremost, a move down to Thursday's value high, which is also lining up with Friday's value high, right around the 13,290 level. 13,290, that breaks to the downside. Look for a move to 13,260. 13,236, and then down to Friday's value area low, which coincides with the overnight POC from Thursday into Friday and Thursday's POC right around 13,207. So if that 13,207 breaks, you will very likely get a good trade opportunity for a short down into 13,170-ish. There's good confluence here between Friday's low, 13,172, and the Thursday into Friday overnight low at 13,169. We love to see stacking market profile levels because that means there's that much more confluence there, and those areas hold that much more weight. So keep that in mind if you guys are using the profile on your own. When you see stacking levels, those areas are very important, and they likely have a lot of liquidity there, which means that price will gravitate towards them. Price gets magnetized towards levels that have significant liquidity there. Keep that in mind. Now, of course, if we break 170 to the downside, we've got 1388. That's the value area low from Thursday. We've got 13,013, which is Thursday's low as well, and a couple lurking naked point of controls down here at 12,950 and 12,856. If we do see some significant downside pressure to the tune of 300+ points. Now, let's pop on over to the recent NQ weekly profile. I'll show you guys something very similar here on ES and NQ. Look at all of these weekly highs stacking up. This is creating so much liquidity. Think of how many people are short at this area. How many people have had the potential to take profit but have not taken profit yet. Prices come all the way down here last week to 12.8K, and now we are back up at 13.3K. So a lot of shorts could be getting destroyed, for lack of a better word, if we start to push above this 13,350 level. And we know that when short stop losses get run, that propels price higher, because how do you get out of a short? Well, it is a buy order. So look out for that. If we see upside pressure, it could get pretty significant pretty quickly, and we could have a lot of uptrending or upside opportunity in the near future. Now, I want to be clear and just remind you guys to not get biased at all, because we don't have any of that information yet. If we move above this area and hold above it, that increases the probability that we see further upside pressure, but we have to take it one level at a time, one day at a time, and ultimately one trade idea at a time as well. So with that said, here we go into the weekly profiles from August of 2022 for NQ. You can see we are right here at 13,315. We've got some upside major levels that I would be paying close attention to. 13,435, value area high from the week of August 22nd. 13,516, that is the high from that same week of August 22nd. We also have great confluence here at 13,550, basically, with the weekly low from August 15th, the value area high from August 1st, and then just below that at 13,461, we also have confluence with the value area high from the week of August 22nd as well. So look out for a move up to, first and foremost, 435-ish. You could draw a zone, for those of you guys trading higher time frames or just paying more attention to the macro. 13,435 up to 13,461, nice little zone. Acceptance above 461, very likely a good trade opportunity up to 13,516. Now, on the upside, if we get some serious upside pressure to the tune of 500 points, we've got a POC up here that I would be looking at 13,821. And on our way there, we will be visiting 13,664, which is the high from August 1st. 13,651, which is the POC from the week of August 8th, and then 13,741, which is the value area low from the week of August 15th. So look at these levels, mark these levels off. You guys can take screenshots of my charts. Just watch for reaction at these levels, and I almost guarantee you will be quite impressed with what you see. Market Profile is truly an amazing tool. It's been working for longer than I've even been alive. So for those of you guys who are curious about it, for those of you guys who are just starting to get into it, I promise you it is well worth the time. It looks complicated, but it is not complicated at all. It just takes a bit of memorization and takes a little bit of time digging into the A's, B's, and C's of the profile, no pun intended. Now, with that in mind, I will be releasing a course on Market Profile that is designed to take somebody with basically zero knowledge of the profile and take them from A to Z, understanding every single parameter, aspect, strategy, opening type, etc. of the profile, and simplified so that you can quickly absorb the information and implement it into your trading as soon as you finish the program. So stay tuned for more information on that very, very soon. Now, with that said, let us go on over to the weekly candlestick charts briefly. We will discuss just something that I have been talking about for a while, but I think it's just important to continue to remind you guys and discuss what I am thinking as the weeks develop. So give me 1 second. I'll load up the weekly candlestick chart, and we will wrap things up after that. All right, so let's check out the ES Weekly first and foremost. Now, not a ton has changed, but I will say that, our bullish structure is still maintaining. We've got the divergence, we've got the higher lows, the subsequent higher lows. And again, if we run through this area, this 14,250 area, very, very likely, in my opinion, that we at least get about a 110-point move up to these August 2022 highs, or this area that we were just talking about on the weekly profile. So that is what I'm looking at. Now, what I was talking about in my last video was that this could be a bull flag. And yes, it could take, a year and a half, 2 years to play out. But the structure is there now. It's confirmed. And until or unless we break these lows back down here at like 38.20, still intact. So I might be talking about this for years to come. Who knows? I'm certainly going to be trading it for years to come until or unless the structure breaks. So with that said, I will show you guys the same thing on NQ. I have the bull flag still drawn here from last week. Measured move is indeed 9,000 points, believe it or not. So yes, this is a measured move from a bull flag. This is a high probability projection of what the price would likely develop to. Now, the time horizon is very difficult to predict. This last move took 603 days, but we all know that that was a very, very unique market condition. So who knows how long this measured move could take to play out, but it is valid until or unless we once again break these lows in NQ around 11,780. So we would have to drop, over 1,000 points to invalidate this bull flag. Could we consolidate here for a year before playing it out? Absolutely. So, I think it's just kind of fun to talk about, kind of fun to consider. As I always say, if this is a setup on the 377 tick, I would be in. Local low right here, higher low confirmed, and we even have another higher low confirmed right there. So this is how I play the macro, the same exact way that I play the 377 tick chart, 1,000 tick chart, anywhere in between. I use the same exact setups, my friends, on a 377 tick chart where I am intraday trading in positions where I maybe even are in less than a minute, right? The same exact way I am trading using the same strategies on the weekly chart, on the daily chart, for my macro positions, for options positions, things of that nature. So for those of you guys who are on the fence about learning our strategies or diving in with the Pro Trader bundle, you guys can use the strategies that we teach in our course for crypto, Forex, stocks, options, anything. Technical analysis is the same, no matter the chart, no matter the instrument, no matter the asset, it doesn't matter. And that's the beauty once you truly find a system that works. So I think that is important. And if you guys want to learn more about the Pro Trader bundle, check out the link in the description below. So with that said, really par for the course here. We are continuing our bullish structure. Once again on NQ, I think if we push above these prior highs that we made at the end of March, that we are likely to see a move up to 13.9K, which was our August high. Push above August high, who knows? Perhaps we see 15,000 sooner than later. Now that is, as I always say, just a bit of mental masturbation, but I think it is important to keep in mind what's going on the macro. And the macro has shifted from a clear downtrend, put in a 3-step shift, and now we are technically in a macro uptrend with higher highs and higher lows consecutively on the weekly chart. So one day at a time, one trade at a time, one trade idea at a time. We use these levels any way we possibly can, but we must be patient and watch how price reacts. The market tells us what to do. We just watch the levels and see what happens. So with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I want to thank you very much, as always, for taking the time to watch this content. If you do like what you see and you find value in this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and click that bell notification to be notified every single time we post videos here on the channel. If you want to learn more about what we do here at the Trading Network, please check out thetradingnetwork.io, where you can purchase access to our most popular product, the TTN Pro Trader Bundle, which includes lifetime access to our private Discord, access to the Trading Network Proprietary Indicator Package, and access to our Fundamentals of Futures Trading course, where we teach varying strategies for multiple market conditions. We teach you a trending strategy, a ranging strategy, and a reversal strategy. This 3-step shift that I have discussed right here in this video, we teach. Now, you guys can also purchase all of those products on our website standalone. In addition to that, you can also purchase one-on-one mentorship with me if you are looking for a more tailored and catered experience directly to your strengths and weaknesses as a trader. If you guys have any questions about anything that I've mentioned in this video, please feel free to drop them down in the comments below, shoot us a DM on Instagram, or email us at info@thetradingnetwork.io, and we will get back to you guys and help as soon as we can, any way we possibly can. Thank you guys one more time. I appreciate your time very, very much, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.